What up, Laker Nation? It's your boy DTLF back with another post game recap, man. What a disappointing loss, but hey, there was a lot of encouraging things from this game. However, still, there's three things that really frustrated me, and I think need to change immediately for us to have any sort of success. And I'm gonna get into all of that. But there was some bright spots, man. There were some things that I like the fight. I told you guys pre-game the least I wanted to see was a fight, and we saw that. Um, I'm gonna get into the officials, man, because they were a diaper poop. They were diaper poop tonight, man. Like they were so bad, guys, that they were calling fouls 5 minutes after the play happened. Like that's what it felt like, right? They would wait till the ball misses, and then they will call the foul in favor of the Bucks. Literally, the Milwaukee Bucks had a six-man, and he was wearing stripes. All right, the Zebras played a huge factor in the end of this game. However, the reasons why we lost were not the Zebras. The reasons why we lost, you guys want to know why we lost this game? Number one reason we lost. Again, poor rotations. We actually ended up seeing both DJ and Bazemore in the fourth quarter when we least needed to see them, when the game was up for grabs. And again, people are going to say, don't blame Frank Vogel, Dan. Don't blame Frank Vogel. That's the number one reason we lost. I don't care what nobody says. Number two reason we lost. Anthony Davis has no heart. All right. I no longer believe in his heart, man. I believe he shows up when he wants, and when he doesn't, he just mails it in. Tonight he got cooked by Giannis Antetokounmpo. 47 points to 18. He should be embarrassed. He should find a hole in the sand and dig his head in there, because this is embarrassing from our superstar. I can no longer make excuses for Anthony Davis. Either he needs to find the heart that he left in the bubble, or he needs to figure something out, because he's no longer a leader on this team. Matter of fact, the real leader on this team is THT. This man led both ends of the floor. All three games, he's been the biggest bright spot. We won one out of the three games he's been back, and he's been the reason we were even in this game. You know, Anthony Davis he's mentally fragile. Like mentally, he's not a soft player. Clearly, he gets hacked a lot, and the officials were the third reason why we lost tonight, because they were trash. All right, just to get that out of the way. But between Vogel's poor rotations and putting us in the worst position to succeed by having very unproductive 5 minutes from DeAndre Jordan in the fourth quarter, by the way, the most crucial minutes. DeAndre Jordan and both Kent Bazemore, who I think both should be cut. Kent Bazemore has fallen. He can't even hit a shot. He can't play defense. He can't do nothing right now. You know what I mean? Like, between the poor rotations in the end and the horrible officiating, we had no chance. All right. But Anthony Davis truly disappoints me, man. I've tried sticking up for him and saying, you know what, he's not soft. It's just he needs to get right mentally, all this and that. I'm starting to believe he is soft. I'm starting to believe what a lot of Laker fans say, man. And you know me, I stick to the players till the end. But he really hasn't shown me heart consistently. He'll have one good game and like two or three bad ones. And we can't have that in LeBron's absence. Thank God it looks like LeBron is coming back soon. But I'll tell you, we now go to 500, and we could have started this road trip off on a high note, but those two things really held us back, on top of the poor officiating. But seriously, man, Anthony Davis, 18 points, 9 for 15, not nearly aggressive. You only had 15 shots. You weren't nearly aggressive. He was only a +5 for the game. His cross-court rival, 47 points on 18 for 23. And he was smacking threes, 3 for 4 from beyond the arc. At this point, I got to say, objectively speaking, taking off my Laker fan hat, Giannis Antetokounmpo is clearly the better player than Anthony Davis. It used to be the other way around. Like Anthony, every time they matched up, Anthony would have the best of him and even clamp him up. But tonight, it didn't even look like he was trying. Like his heart is in the bubble somewhere. Or maybe he doesn't want to play for this coach. Whatever the reason may be, it's not acceptable. He has to be a leader. But yeah, coaching staff is disappointing. We had decent rotation throughout the course of the game, even though I thought he pulled out players when they got hot at the wrong times early to start the game. We had decent rotations, and he ruined that in the fourth quarter. I couldn't believe Dwight didn't see the floor. I was like, how are you going to go with DeAndre over Dwight? That's number one. Number two, Kent Bazemore has been garbo. Why are you playing him? So again, the combination of those three things, we didn't have a chance. The officiating, oh my goodness, we getting hacked left and right, and they swallow their whistle, right? But on the other end, you can't even. Did you guys see the play where THT went straight up and even tucked his arm back? And clearly, Chris Middleton couldn't get a bucket because THT was clamping him up. And I'm gonna get into THT because I've been telling y'all about him. He's a baller. I told you guys from the beginning he was the real deal. People wanted to trade him for Kyle Lowry. Where are the people that wanted to trade him for Kyle Lowry now? You know, like I can't believe it. Who the heck said trade THT? I just want to know so y'all can get smacked for your low basketball IQ. THT kept us in his freaking game. He did everything he could, man. He absolutely killed it. And there's even people that were dumb enough to say they would have preferred Alex Caruso over THT. Come on, man. Like, I hope y'all open your eyes. You know, I hope you guys open your eyes and see what a phenomenal talent. He's not even 21 yet. He's looking like he's 25. The way he's moving on the court. He said, nah, we ain't blaming the refs. AD scared of Giannis. It sure seems that way, bro. It sure seems that AD is scared of Giannis. Thanks for the donation. He said, hey, Dan, what scares me is that I don't see how we can make the playoffs like this. Just so many parts wrong right now from the coaches to the players. The lack of heart from Anthony Davis is the most disappointing thing to me. I promise you, if Anthony Davis shows a little more effort and heart tonight, and he shows some pride to prove that he's better than Giannis, we win this game. Instead, he gave up almost a damn 50-piece to Giannis and gave him not even a 20-piece in return. That's crazy. That is freaking crazy. Like, what happened to him, man? He needs to lose that weight ASAP. Somebody call Jenny Craig, Bally Total Fitness, man. Put him on the phone right now because I'm not buying this muscle crap. He's getting muscle. What muscle? Motherfucker look like olive oil from Popeye. What muscle? He don't got no damn muscle. I don't want to hear muscle from AD camp ever again. He added some muscle. He looks stronger. Frank Vogel definitely drank his lunch because I don't see the muscle. He can't even post up in the right place. You know where he catches the ball most of the time? Close to the damn 3-point line. Like out by the elbow. Whatever happened to Biggs parking down low and then just using the quick drop step or reading? And today we did a better job of reacting to the dive man. Like shout out THT again. THT continues to he continues to prove why he's so elite, and he changes the dynamics of this team. I'm so happy we didn't trade. I'm happy Rob Pelinka was smart enough not to trade him and listen to the fans who wanted, Kyle Lowry. Like, I'm so happy because this kid is playing like a star. Let me go read you his stats for the ones who didn't watch, man. Let me read you guys his stats, just so you guys know. If you weren't watching the game, it was bigger than the stats. Defensively, he was on point. He kept us in the game all game long. Every time he was on the court, phenomenal things happened. 25 points, 9 for 18. That's 50% from the field again. 3 for 6 from beyond the arc. Remember I told you guys his jumper looked better, his form looked better. 4 from 4 from the free throw line, 12 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals, and a block. That's your leader right there. Forget about AD. That's the future of the Lakers right there. That's the future of the Lakers. Like, as good as transcendent as AD has the potential to be, he just hasn't done that consistently for us. He hasn't done that consistently for us, man. And that's disheartening because I want to give him the benefit of the doubt. I still root for him, of course. I'm not going to come up here and say trade him or whatever. But as of right now, if I'm the Lakers, I'm opening my eyes. Who's playing harder for you, THT or Anthony Davis in the absence of LeBron James? Matter of fact, Russell Westbrook actually had a pretty decent game. Let's not even forget his performance. What do you have? He put up some numbers tonight, man. He put up some numbers. And yeah, he still makes a couple mistakes here and there, but he gave the effort, man. He gave the effort, and I thought he was phenomenal, especially in that first quarter. He ended up with 19 points, 15 assists, and only 3 turnovers. So, again, good game from Russell Westbrook, man. I like to see him improve in that department. Anthony Davis, though, 18 points, not even 10 rebounds, 9 rebounds. We got 12 rebounds from our small forward THT, but you can't get 10 rebounds from our leader, Anthony Davis. I got to call him out. I'm sorry, guys. You know I don't mince my words. And we need to get him on a fitness plan ASAP. I'm gonna let him borrow my membership because I don't know what he's been doing ever since he got married. My boy got fat. All right, that ain't muscle. Don't let him fool you with that muscle BS. I think he put on that newborn daddy weight. or that new marriage weight, whatever you want to call it, and he's not as mobile. Matter of fact, a lot of the lobs, some of them, I'll give you this. Some of the passes were crazy. Like some of the Rondo passes he was doing, like not even Superman could have came in the building and caught that one. But some of those, like he doesn't even jump for them anymore. Some of those like shots he used to contest, he'll contest like 2 to 3 a game, legit shot contests. But before, man, he was Defensive Player of the Year candidate. He's just not making an impact anymore in the game, and I think the weight has a huge. If it ain't the weight, it's his heart, and I prefer it be the weight because the weight has an adjustment. His heart, he's looking like Ben Simmons at times out there. Just he don't even want it. Like, what do you have? 14 shots is not acceptable for your superstar, man. You need 20 plus, 20 and up. It's Frank Vogel's fault as well, though, because Frank Vogel doesn't correct him and doesn't tell him to post up closer to the basket. He doesn't run plays to get him easy buckets, to get him going. He's not doing things like that. It's really up to our transition. Like, most of his easy buckets come from transition from our athletes like Russ and THT who are trying to get him the ball. But in the half-court set, we don't have many plays we're running to get him open. Like, and by the way, I got to say this about Carmelo, man. Carmelo has been so streaky this year. I love Melo. I love what he's done at Staples Center, but he has not been good on the road. Tonight he got cooked. He was giving up so many second chance rebounds, and he wasn't knocking down his open shot. Malik Monk struggled too. So our shooters didn't come to shoot today. Wayne Ellington hit up maybe a 1 or 2, but I got to say everything factors into it. To win these type of games versus a team that's been struggling, again, we're the stepping board, right? We're the stepping board. But in general, man, I got to say it was a disappointing loss, but I am proud of the effort. I got to look at the positives, and I'm very proud of that. My prediction about THT being a potential star in the making is coming true at 20 years old. Yo, the NBA better hit me up because I'm a scout, bro. And by the way, that's not to discredit the Lakers. They're the ones that found the gem. But again, a lot of fans didn't believe in THT. They said he's too sloppy. He's too this. He's too that. I'm like, he's got the tools, man. Y'all remember around around trade deadline last year. Let's rewind it back. Trade deadline last year, people are talking about, there's rumors about everybody wanting THT. I'm like, no, duh. Everybody sees the potential, right? But then people were like, oh, we got to trade him right now that he has value because he's not that great. People were saying that, right? And then people told me in the offseason, if we can only sign one of the two, Alex Caruso or THT, who are you picking? I said, THT has way more of a ceiling on both ends of the floor than Caruso. I feel like Caruso has hit it. That's it. He's a 6 point per game scorer, 2 steals a game. That's great. Sometimes he makes game-winning plays. That's great. But I prefer a star in the making. I prefer THT who's going to impact the game from end to end. It's going to give you effort from end to end. Has a 7'1" wingspan that was bothering a great shooter like Chris Middleton. Now, granted, he's coming off of an injury, but still, you don't take it easy on these players that are coming off of injuries. And THT did a phenomenal job, man. I'm so happy with him. Like, I'd be way more pissed if THT wasn't shining the way he is. But through this whole dark cloud, there's a silver lining. Is that, yes, we got another star in the making, guys. And by the way, his numbers are going to go way down when LeBron comes back because he doesn't have to handle the ball as much. Right now, he has a lot of ball handling responsibilities. And by the way, he's doing a phenomenal job with those at a young age. Only 20, about to turn 21. He's doing a phenomenal job helping run this team. Like, we missed him severely. We'd probably be 0-3 in the last 3 games he's played if we didn't have him. So, he got us 1 win and almost helped us get another one tonight. That's huge. If a player can make that type of an impact at such a young age, imagine what he'll be doing at 25, right? So I think, believe it or not, I think I want to build around THT in the future. I didn't think I'd be saying that this early, and again, his numbers are going to take a plummet. So don't be fooled by that 20 plus going down to like 15 or 14. But that's still a huge leap from his rookie season. So you have to, don't look at the numbers. Look at his potential when LeBron's not on the court. Look at his hunger. Look at his skill set, the way he's breaking people off the dribble. The defense that Chris Middleton, an all-world defender, was playing on him, and he was still able to break him down and hit that reverse layup, guys. That's elite basketball skills. The average player in the NBA can't even do that move. That's an above-average slasher right there. I'm telling you, THT is that. People ask me who he reminds me of. He has a lot of different type of players in his game. I see young Kobe, the athlete, right? But obviously not the shooter and the clutch player yet. And I'm not saying he'll ever become that, but I see that. I see a little bit Kawhi with his on-ball defense. Did you see the way he poked the ball away from who was it? Who was he guarding? George Hill. He used the meat hooves of his to poke the ball away, and then George Hill kind of held him back. You know what I'm saying? Like, he has a little bit of Kawhi's defensive prowess in him. He has a little bit of that hunger and defensive instinct. Did you see the block when he met somebody at the who was it that went up for the layup? I already forgot who was in the play. That's how irrelevant the Bucks were tonight. But THC goes up and gets that from the weak side, man, as the third defender coming from the weak side. I thought, wow, this kid's defensive instincts are crazy good. Crazy. And his offense is already there. His jump shot's falling. You guys said THC still can't shoot, Dan. They said that after one game when he went 1 for 5. I said the form is still there. So far, he's been shooting 50% after that game. So the form is there. His confidence is there. And he's only going to get better at shooting. He's going to be a star in this league, guys. It's just a matter of, will the coach continue to give him the opportunities when LeBron comes back? I hope he does. You know, sometimes it's talent needs to meet opportunity in order to shine. Hence, all ex-Laker young core players shining elsewhere because they're getting a bigger opportunity, a bigger role. The good thing that it seems like Frank Vogel actually favors THT because he can play defense. So that's the good news. He'll still have a significant role in this team with or without LeBron. For the stat lovers, his numbers aren't going to be this big with LeBron on the team. As long as he's healthy, LeBron's going to take a huge chunk of that usage percentage. As far as handling the rock and the opportunities to score are going to go down a little bit, but that's okay. I see the potential, and all we have to do is groom him. So when LeBron retires, we got next in line already. You know, a killer like that on the team is exactly what the doctors ordered because we don't have draft picks over the next couple of years. So that's what gets me excited, guys, that the Lakers found a way to rebuild while competing. You know what I'm saying? That's really smart on our front office, and I gotta commend them on that for not trading their valued asset, regardless of what these fair weather fans said. Oh, keep Caruso over him. Oh, trade him for Kyle Lowry. Nah, I hope they shut up. I hope they shut up and they know that his talent is worth keeping around. My boy MFAS says, good loss if there's such a thing. If Russ can figure out how to limit his mistakes like tonight, we have to get healthy. I think we might be okay. I think so too. I think so too, man. I think so too. For sure. He said, Dan, he's a star because Frank Vogel is getting set up for success. Nah, you can't give him that much credit. Let me tell you something about Frank Vogel. All he needs to do is get the fuck out of THT's way. That's what he's got to do. You know, don't get in his way like other coaches with young talent. That's all he's got to do. THT was already a star. It was all there. They just needed to let him spread his wings, and it looks like by default, because of the injuries, he's getting all this extra opportunity. But don't go crediting the coach for his success like that. All right, because I promise you, if THT didn't play elite defense like he did, he probably wouldn't get minutes. I'm telling you, this coach, he prefers players who can defend, which I'm cool with. But sometimes you got to give these offensive threats a chance too. Like Malik Monk could never catch a rhythm tonight because as soon as he hit a three, Frank Vogel calls a timeout, yanks him off the floor. I hate that. You got to let them cook, man. You got to let whoever's hot cook. Same thing. THC came in 2 straight threes. Next time out, pulls him out the game. Can't do that, man. You can't credit the coach for his success if he's doing that. That's just the kid was born for greatness. He said the Lakers style of play is as refreshing as swig cold carbonated hot dog water. The coach needs to create some offense because there is no defense. That's true too, man. And how are you known as a defensive coach and we allowed Giannis to cook? And that's credit to Giannis too. He's a phenomenal beast, man. I can't even hate on Giannis. Like he's so humble that everything he does is just so praised because he's super humble, man. You can't even be mad at him. But we didn't make any adjustments per usual. We're allowed to get cooked over and over off of pick and roll. Simple plays too. It's nothing crazy, right? They're not running the Golden State Warrior offense. Matter of fact, they got off to a slow start, and we capitalized on that at first. But again, Lakers playing inconsistent brand of ball. We came out in the second quarter. We played a good 4 minutes, and then we almost mailed it in. We went down by double digits. To our credit, we actually had a good third quarter on the road. We caught up, but then Frank Vogel strikes again. DeAndre Jordan, Rondo, Kent Bazemore. Malik Monk was the only player that could get buckets out there with that unit, and I forgot who the fifth was. But it wasn't THT, it wasn't AD, it wasn't nobody who can, who was cooking at the time. And we went on like a little 3 to 4 minute slump where we couldn't get nothing. We kept settling for threes. And then eventually they started making buckets. And what drives me crazy is that there were multiple times when Giannis would come back to the floor and AD still on the bench for an extra 1 to 2 minutes. Guess what? Giannis gets a transition three. Giannis gets a transition bucket. And those are game-changing, momentum-swinging plays. And that's what the average fan will never understand, that coaching truly matters. It's their job to manage the timeouts, the rotations. It's their job to match up properly. It's their job to put in the right players that are striking at the right time. Like, you can't just sit on your hands and hope for whatever you throw out there to perform. It doesn't work that way. It's the NBA where it's the highest level of basketball minds are he's getting out coached every other night. We can't have that. But again, that's my opinion. I'm sure there's a couple of you Frank Vogel stands still willing to defend him. Go ahead, defend him at your own parish, because everybody's gonna, come after you. I'm telling you right now. Why was let's answer the question. He said, why was THT playing Giannis? Vogel is toast. Why did we play Rondo in his group? A lot of things that should be questioned. But to be fair, THT was doing the best he could. Everything was getting called. Everything. And on the other end, we kept getting bumped. Did you guys see that fast break transition dunk by Anthony Davis? We couldn't even get a foul call. Well, I don't know what the league is doing. They really don't want us to get number 18. They really want Boston to shine before a team full of minority, stake ownership and all this good stuff. A team full of minority-filled city could be the winning. They don't want it to be the winningest team of all time. That's the only conclusion I could come up with, because I've watched so many basketball games this season and nobody gets poorly officiated to the point that we do. They might miss a call here or there on other teams, but for us, it's like, every 5 minutes, literally we contesting shots like this. The shot goes up, rattles around the rim and falls out, and then the whistle comes. It's like, why were you waiting for the damn shot to go in? If you're going to call it, if it's a foul, call it on the spot. And this happened like 3 or 4 times in the fourth quarter alone. It's all bad. It's all bad the way we've been officiated. But again, that's not an excuse for this loss. The majority of the loss goes on Anthony Davis' poor effort and getting cooked again by his counterpart in Giannis, and the poor rotations mattered to me even more than the poor calls, even though those calls came at crucial times. It is what it is, guys. We just gotta, again, we have to take it. We have to take it one game at a time. We take our first L on the road. Very predictable. It would have been nice if we would have surprised the world and came out with a dub, started off right, and then got LeBron back on Friday and maybe even added another one. But now we're one out of the 4. Let's see how many we can win. But you know what? Again, positives, Taylor Horton-Tucker, man. He's been a positive 3 straight games, absolutely killing it, averaging over 22 points a game. What is it, 24 now? What is he averaging? Killing it, guys. Killing it. And he's proven a lot of us THC supporters right. A lot of us. And I'm happy we have another young piece moving forward, because people were concerned that we gave up too much in trades as far as young core talent, that we gutted the whole team. But I'm happy we still have, and not just him. I can't wait to see what Austin Reeves and THC look together on the court at the same time. Because if I'm coach, Austin Reeves comes back, I plug him in at the shooting guard. You know what I'm saying? I plug him in at the shooting guard. THC leave him at the 3. LeBron at the 4. AD at the 5. That would be my lineup with Russ at the 1. But I'm pretty sure he won't do that. Frank Vogel needs his veterans, and Bradley has held his own, to be fair, in the starting lineup. That's cool, man. What up, homie? She said, is there seriously something wrong with Anthony Davis? There is. I can't figure it out. I blame it on the weight. He hasn't been the same since adding the weight. He doesn't look mobile. He doesn't look as quick. He looks winded. I blame the weight, but that's just me. How do you guys do? What do you guys think is wrong with Anthony Davis? By the way, people saying Westbrook didn't watch the game. Victor, you clearly didn't watch the game, because Russell Westbrook was one of the reasons we stayed close. He played good tonight. He did. He had 15 assists, only 3 turnovers, and 19 points. I mean, what else do you want? That's elite point guard status right there. He outplayed the shit out of Drew Holiday, who everybody praises so much. So, all right, let's see what people feel like is wrong with AD. My man said AD is only good for the Pelicans. That's funny. He said he got married. That could be it too. Maybe he's having problems at home and he's not mentally ready for that pressure. He said Westbrook was good tonight. He's always something wrong with AD. If it ain't injuries, it's something mentally wrong with him. I agree. He said Russ played great tonight. I know the people saying Westbrook are just trolls, man. Just ignore them, or matter of fact, I'll block them. I'll hook you up, bro. I got you. And whoever wants to get blocked, just type in Westbrook right now. Westbrook. I'd love to hear it, man. He said, breaking news, Dan AD is playing what? Wow, that scrolled up so quick. My bad. AD is willing to bang in the paint. AD isn't willing to bang in the paint. That's what it looks like. But that is softness. And I don't like to call people titles, but if you're not willing to bang in today's modern day soft NBA, then whoo, Charmaine soft. My boy Victor says, Dan, again, no AD, Russ, THT. Let me read that one. My boy wrote a whole paragraph. Lost your comment, bro. Okay, he said, Dan, no AD, Russ, THT, or Melo fourth quarter for a while, and the game was practically tied. Plus DJ playing instead of Howard. Shake my head. That's what I'm saying, Victor. People still don't want to blame Vogel. That's the craziest thing for me, man. That's the craziest thing for me. That people still saying it ain't Frank Vogel's fault. Like, how much do you guys have to coddle this dude? You might as well change his diaper too and feed him while you're at it. Like, if you have to coddle Frank Vogel that much, that clearly, like, what explanation do Frank Vogel stands have for DeAndre Jordan and Ken Bazemore after not seeing the court much at all in the game? First, DeAndre Jordan, he didn't see the court at all before the fourth, and Ken Bazemore played spare minutes, I think, in the second quarter. They both get subbed in there in crucial minutes in the fourth. Well, people are going to say, well, Dan, people are injured. No, there was other options. Dwight was sitting there cold as a refrigerator, man. You know what I'm saying? There's other options. You don't have to put DJ in there. Come on, all the guard players we have, you mean to tell me you needed Kent Bazemore to airball twice and play poor defense? Nah, we could have had Wayne Ellington or Malik Monk or THT or somebody could have been there. So, I can't believe that people still coddling Frank Vogel so much. Like, seriously, man, stop that. Jackie said, I didn't study for the math test just to watch us lose. Oh, man, that's tough, Jackie. But you know what? It's never too late to study. You still got time, girl. Get off my stream and go study. Oh, man. I sounded like somebody's parent, didn't I? He said, ever since AD won a chip, he hasn't been the same. Am I right, Dan? It seems that way, whether it be through injuries or right now, he doesn't seem to have heart. I'm honest, guys. If THT was playing like crap consistently, like AD is, even though THT is one of my favorite players on the Lakers, I'd call him out too. It's nothing about biasness. AD is definitely one of my favorite players on the Lakers. But when he plays like this, heartless, and he's getting cooked, and he's not coming out, with any sort of sense of urgency, I don't like it, man. I don't like that at all. And that really frustrates me. Angry fan said, Dan tells it like it is, brother. Absolutely, bro. You do too, man. That's why I got mutual respect. He said, new arena name shows the Crips in LA. See, this is, I don't even want to talk about the arena tonight, man. We're going to focus on this loss tonight. Pros. We played hard and we kept battling back even when we went down 10. It would have been easy to mail it in and just give up. That's the biggest pro of tonight. I like the fight, okay? The con, we still only play in spurts. We have a good first quarter, bad second quarter. Good third quarter, bad fourth quarter. You see what I mean? It's like there's still no consistency, but a lot of that has to do with rotations as well. And play calling, lack thereof, and the lack of heart. Again, tonight we get THT to ball out, we get Russell Westbrook to ball out, and then nobody else. Carmelo didn't shine. He didn't show up. Avery Bradley wasn't knocking down shots. I think Avery Bradley was a one-hit wonder with that one game. And then who else? Who else didn't? Nobody else really shined like that. It was a two-man game, and they kept us in there, man. To be honest with you. This team right now, to me, and the bottom line is that this team, to me, we're 8-8 now. This team is now in desperation mode because if we continue to lose and fall in a deeper hole, not only is Frank going to get this, not only is he going to get fired, but then you can expect the phone calls to get fired up because you can't build a winning environment with losing attitudes, right? So I don't want that to happen. I like our team. I don't like our coach, but I like our team. And I want us to get healthy, and hopefully we can put it together. AD has to grow. He has to grow a new heart. He needs a heart transplant. Somebody get him down to the ER because he needs a heart transplant. His heart is, I don't know, man. There's nowhere to be. He left it in the bubble. All right, he had a fatality at the bubble, and somebody just Sub-Zeroed the shit out of his heart. They scorpioned it. Get over here. They pulled it out through his mouth or something because there's no heart in there, man. There's no soul. There's no passion. There's no fire. Giannis, everything I want Anthony Davis to be. If Anthony Davis had the heart, the motor, and the passion of a Giannis Antetokounmpo, he'd probably, like, from the start of his career, by the way, he'd probably be in the conversation for GOAT. That's how talented he is. That's the sad part. It's like he's wasting his potential, because if he had that type of drive, that passion, that motor, he could be Defensive Player of the Year or MVP, or even be in the conversation for GOAT, because he would be a smart player. I mean, Giannis' three-point shot is way better than AD's, and Giannis couldn't shoot for lick in the beginning of his career. So here goes Giannis, a humble player who already won a championship, but he still looks hungry, leading his team to victories. And then we have AD. I don't know if he's waiting for LeBron to come out of the tunnel or whoever he's waiting. He shouldn't be waiting, man. This is when you have to show up. This is when you have to show you got next after LeBron retires. And right now, THT got next. Yeah, I said it. And yeah, it's a in the moment hot take. But you know what? My hot takes tend to be a lot more accurate than Stephen A. Smith. Right? Did you guys see the recent hot take Stephen A. said? He said this was the last championship LeBron has ever won. By the way, another one of his famous hot takes, when LeBron came here, he said he was not going to win a championship because no star was going to follow him here. And then he mentioned how he thought that was LeBron's, going to be his downfall. So, again, my hot take is THT is our future, not AD, because AD doesn't have the heart right now. I hope he proves me wrong and he changes my mind. I would love that, because then we would have a nice future 1-2 punch. But as of right now, THC is that guy. THC is the guy we want AD to be from a different position, but he's that guy. THC is the future. And remember, you heard it here first. I told you guys he has star potential when I saw him play in the G League, man. I liked his motor. I liked his heart. I liked everything about the kid. His tools and the tool shit, everything. He's got it all. He's got it all. And that's why I said when we drafted him and I saw him play after like a couple of months, I said, this might be the most exciting prospect we've had since Brandon Ingram. People laughed at me. They scoffed at me. They said, you tripping, Dan. Blah, 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 blah. And watch, later on, they're going to call me a you-know-what writer, just like they did with Kuz, because I see potential in these guys, and I absolutely call it out. But you know what? That's cool. Call me whatever you want, but at the end of the day, THT is that guy. And if we allow him to continue to develop, he's going to be even better than people imagine. People don't see the potential, but remember, Kawhi Leonard was a late first-round pick. And what did he turn out to be for the Spurs, right? So it's all about how you allow these players to spread their wings. If THT is able to spread his wings, you might be looking at the next DeMar DeRozan, or you might be looking at, that type of player along that mold, the next Kawhi or something like that. Who knows what he could turn out to be? It's like a mixed mystery box. You don't know. As the THT showed us, he's been the man since the bubble. You've been right about him. He showed us how good he was since the G League, man. If you go back and watch THT's G League highlights, like, I didn't watch the games, but just looking at the highlights, you can see the hunger. You can see how hard he wanted to get on the court. And then you're right. When he played in the bubble, he didn't look scared at all. Kind of similar to Austin Reeves, except THT has a way bigger skill set as far as offensively goes. The way he can get anywhere he wants on the floor. These kind of players don't grow on trees. I'm telling you right now. How many players in the league that are as fearless as THT, as young as THT? He's only 20. He's going to be 21 on Thanksgiving. Barely. I keep thinking he's 23 or 24. All right? Because I feel like we've had him forever, but he's barely 20, guys. The ball handling, the huge hands, the wingspan, the athleticism is there. The jump shot's coming along nicely. Y'all see the jumper, right? Y'all see the jumper? That jumper's crazy, man. He has a nice form. I knew he was improved. 3 for 6 from beyond the arc. That's 50%. I'll take a young, hungry kid like that any day over any lottery pick in this year's draft. Yeah, I said it. Give me THT over Cade Cunningham. Give me THT over I don't know about Jalen Green. I still think Jalen Green is gonna be phenomenal, but give me THT over a lot of these lottery picks. I'm straight up, no cap. You know, that's my hot take. My hot take is if we allow this kid to spread his wings, he's gonna be that good, and that Laker Nation is something worth being excited for, even in this loss. Told you we're gonna look for the positives. We're gonna look for the positives, man. He said AD wasn't trying to help the kid. We need that. We need that. We need Anthony Davis to step up and be the leader. 18 points, not nearly enough when you give up 47. It's like you weren't even a factor in the game. He said, I'm telling, when I first saw him, I said he will be an all-star in 5 years. You know what, Kevin? I do remember that. You were also one of the first ones, along with me and a couple of others, that were saying Taylor Horton-Tucker had the potential. So kudos to you, Kevin King. You have a very bright basketball mind. Absolutely agree with you. I remember you said that too. That's right. Yes, sir. His wingspan is nuts. Bro, his wingspan, his first step, his fearlessness. This kid has everything. Like, the only difference between him and Zach LaVine is the vertical. That's it. Zach LaVine has a better vertical. But if we talking about the type of slasher, are we talking about the type of player that's, Zach LaVine, when he first came in, he was primarily a slasher, added the jump shot later. They have a lot of similarities. And again, I'm not comparing them as far as that's what he's going to be, but I'm just saying, like, everybody wanted a Zach LaVine, but we might already have our own version of that type of archetype of player. He can handle the ball, so can Zach. He's adding the jump shot consistently, just like Zach. He can jump out the building and posterize people. But the only difference is this guy can actually lock up really good. He's not just a one-dimensional player. He's a 3-level scorer. You know what I mean? Those kind of players aren't easy to find in any draft, even from the lottery. THC is the type of player that the Toronto Raptors hope to have in that Scotty Barnes kid. Put it like that. They hope that they drafted a 3-level scorer with wingspan, defensive capabilities, and ability to put the ball in the hole. Well, that's what we have. We have what they want out of the lottery. So again, remember, THC was not a lottery pick, guys. He was late first or early second? One of the two. And it's crazy, man. I see a lot of different similarities. Again, defense, wingspan, everything. Kawhi Leonard, did you see the way he poked the ball from George Hill? George Hill's a heady point guard. He's not a young player, flashy player who's going to expose the ball. To poke the ball like that, he fished it right out of his dribble zone. That reminds me so much of Kawhi defensively. Offensively, man, the way he can turn the corner, get to his spots, handle the rock, reminds me a little bit of Darren Williams. So there's a mixture of different players. 46 pick, guys. 46 pick showing all this type of potential. Randy don't believe it. That's cool. I'm not telling he's going to be any of those players. I'm telling he shows flashes of skill sets that those players display. That's all I'm telling you. Take it how you want it. But one thing he does have is all-star potential. If you don't believe that, then I don't know what to tell you, man. You haven't been watching closely. He said AD is soft. Starting to look that way. I need him to step up big time. Max says, seriously, Dan, what did we do wrong? Why are the refs always against us? They were calling late fouls. Doesn't help. We just keep missing late in the fourth. And Frank Vogel. I don't know, man. I don't know what this I don't know what the refs, the officials have against us. I'll never figure that out. It's been going on since a long time. Okay, my whole life that I've been watching the Lakers, I remember Kobe getting chokeslammed, and those players wouldn't even get ejected from the game. They'd get maybe a flagrant one. Nowadays, we got AD getting ejected for tying his shoe. I don't know, man. I don't know what's wrong with these refs, but that's a good question, and I feel like it's not fair. Everything should be officiated as best as possible, as fairly as possible, or at least as close. Nobody's perfect. They're going to miss calls, but some of this stuff is just so blatant. They're not even hiding their biasness. Like, wow. I don't know. USMC says AD playing like he won 10 chips. That is funny. So you're saying he looks like he's satisfied and he doesn't want to accomplish anything else. I don't know, man, but I hope he turns it around because I've seen the type of player he can be, and he has the potential to be the MVP of this league. We know that. Everybody knows that. I don't have to tell you that. He said THT is good, but still a puppy. Doesn't that make it that much scarier for the opposition? How much better he's going to get? He's going to be great. Watch. Mark my words. He might be our future. We might be looking at the next guy in line to carry this franchise forward. You know, he might be holding that torch that AD continues to reject from LeBron James. I think LeBron James keeps FaceTiming him, you know, telling him to accept the keys to the team, and AD just he continues to block him in favor of Call of Duty. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is, but AD needs to turn it around quickly, man, because he's losing the favor of so many. And the last thing he needs is to lose the favor of the front office, because then if he loses the favor of the front office, then all bets are off. Anything can happen as far as trades go. And if AD's looking to get to Chicago because he's a Chicago kid and he saw what what's her face, the one that just won the championship. Oh my God, Candace Parker. If he's looking at what Candace Parker did and he wants to help the Bulls reach a similar type of peak because he sees that they can actually play now, then he's terribly mistaken, because in order to make a trade like that, we're going to have to gut the whole roster. And it starts with Zach LaVine, Lonzo Ball. You know what I'm saying? So it wouldn't work. He still wouldn't win a championship there. So he better get that out of his mindset. He better stop watching the WNBA and looking up to Candace Parker going back home and winning a chip. I know a lot of these hometown players want to do it. Russell Westbrook wanted to come here to do that. So I don't put it out of the realm of possibility that maybe Anthony Davis has mentally checked out for the Lakers. And if that's the case, trust me, he's in his prime. He's putting up prime numbers anyways. We will get maximum return. But that's neither a story for today. That's nothing to talk about. Just me throwing out a crazy potential plot twist into the future if that happens. You know what I'm saying? Like AD better stop, get his head out of his gutter and understand that he has a golden opportunity to make history for the best franchise in sports history. He needs to stop thinking about that hometown. You know, be careful what you wish for. Some players go to their hometown and they never win jack. You know what I'm saying? Like, he needs to get his mind out of whatever the problem is that's plaguing him, whatever's happening, whatever's going on at home, he needs to start becoming the man we traded for again. Period. No more excuses, man, for Anthony Davis. That's all I got to say about him. I love the dude. I think he's a great guy. I think he's got a tremendous skill set, and I think he's a tremendous basketball player, one of the best we've ever have had here in Los Angeles. But whatever's bothering him and plaguing him, man, he needs to get his head out of the gutter, guys. Bottom line. That's the last thing I got to say about AD. I'm gonna let him be. I'm gonna leave the unibrow to rest now, you know, mentally. But that's how I feel about him. He said, to be honest, trade AD for Donovan and Gobert. Oh my goodness. He said, hell yeah, Greek Freak was talking about his next mission. Why not in LA with LeBron James? Perfect AD for Greek Freak. That'll never happen. The Bucks are never trading the man who brought them a championship. Their only championship, or their second championship. Is it their only or their? I think they won one in the 70s, right? I believe so, with Kareem, if I'm not mistaken. But their only championship in over 30 years. They're not trading that man. So don't hold your breath for that. I'm telling you, AD's probably not going nowhere unless he loses the favor of this team moving forward and he continues to mope and blame his teammates. He needs to look in the mirror. He continues to – I feel like he's trying to place the blame on others. He needs to look in the mirror, man. Stop saying we need to be better. Start saying I need to be better. Start holding yourself accountable. You know? Dan, how about everyone else? What's the question again, Jennifer? Rephrase that. Rephrase the question. Are you talking about everyone else getting traded? Nah. Now I'm not even saying this is why I didn't want to even mention any sort of trade scenarios. I'm not saying this is what I want to happen or what will happen. I'm saying it's something that could happen if his mind is mentally not in Los Angeles. If he just collected the paycheck and he no longer wants to be here because he already won a chip and now he wants to do what Candace Parker did, which is leave the Sparks and go for Chicago and win one for the Sky. Which is fine if he wants to do that, but he needs to be clear. I don't want to see the moping, the lack of effort, none of that. He needs to be clear with what he wants so that we can, if that's going to be the case, just a hypothetical, far-fetched hypothetical. Don't run with this, guys, and say, oh, you're going to go on Twitter and say, Dan said we should trade AD to the Bulls. I didn't say that. I don't even want that to happen. I want AD to continue to stay here, continue to play better, and win championships. So please don't take what I'm saying out of context. But what I am saying is that if he was to request a trade or all of a sudden be disgruntled or whatever the case may be, he better not think that we're going to trade him for pennies to the dollar, because guess what? Anthony Davis still brings back maximum value in return. There's so many teams that are willing to give you maximum star value or super young talent. I'm talking Jason Tatum. And God, I would never trade with the Boston Celtics, just for the record. But I'm talking, that's something that could happen. Jason Tatum, a future first round pick, and Marcus Smart for Anthony Davis. That could happen. I'm just saying. So, again, I'm going to leave you with the final thoughts. Don't want that to happen. I'm not suggesting it should happen, and I'm not hoping that it will happen. But I'm saying anything's possible. That's all. That's all I'm saying. So AD better take advantage of his golden opportunity to win one with the purple and gold again, because this might be his final opportunity if he doesn't continue to play better and he loses favoritism with the front office, with his moping and bad attitude. Let's be honest, guys. Let's be honest. Anthony Davis has not had a good attitude on display this season, in my opinion. First it started with the Dwight Howard crap. Now, in the post-game press conference, I feel like he's throwing jabs at the coaching staff, which is cool, but keep that behind closed doors. And then now I feel like he's not taking enough accountability. So there's something wrong with AD. I can't quite point the finger, but I don't want him to mentally check out, because if he does, he's going to permanently check out. And we're going to get, trust me, the Lakers right now, 28-year-old Anthony Davis, superstar, putting up 25 points a game, over 10 rebounds and 2 blocks. That brings you whatever you want almost. From a team that's on the fringe and doesn't believe they can win a championship till they get a centerpiece like AD, they will give up almost anything. Name your price. You'll probably be able to have it. So I just hope AD doesn't think, oh, well, maybe I can force my way to Chicago just like I forced my way here, and I can play alongside Levine and Lonzo and DeRozan and we can win a chip. Nah, bro. We're going to need at least 3 or 4 of those guys coming back. That's all I'm saying. That is my whole point, guys. And I know it took me a while to get to that point, but that's my whole point. Is that AD ain't got that fire in his belly. I don't see him as a leader of the franchise like the Lakers. I'm starting to see in your guys' point of view, young elder. I wouldn't have agreed with you coming into the season, because I expected a big year from him, especially after all the disrespect he was getting. But he's not showing up to these premier primetime games. Like, he had a matchup against Cat, got cooked. Now he has a matchup against Giannis, who he's been compared to for so long, got cooked. Who's going to cook him next? That's what I'm asking. Who's next in line? Is it going to be Joel Embiid? Is it going to be Al Horford for the Boston Celtics coming up? Who's going to cook Anthony Davis next? He needs to prove that he still got what we traded for consistently. Dan, do you think AD is clutch at this very moment? I know overall he's clutch and a great player, but at this very moment, is he the guy to take the last shot at this point of the season? He can't even knock down threes right now, man. His mid-range has been on and off. He'll have a game where he looks great. He'll have a game where he can't hit nothing. So he's not going to be my first option in the clutch. That's obviously LeBron James. He's not going to be he might be my second option. I would live with AD, mid-range jump shot for the win if we're down 1. Sure. But if we're down 3 or 2, I put that in the hands of a more capable three-point shooter, personally, or just a better overall well-rounded scorer right now, because AD's struggling from beyond the arc and from the mid-range a little bit. He said AD should be fat because he keeps getting cooked. Yeah, AD needs to lose weight. That's one thing I think. Who here agrees? I want to know Laker Nation's opinion. It needs to be a quick answer, all right? Because I'm about to get off in a little bit, guys. But who here thinks Anthony Davis should lose weight? Just say yes or no. I want to know. I feel like he should. To me, he looks slower, sluggish, and defensively, he's not even rotating as much as he used to. Like, he would come from the weak side. I remember in Anthony Davis, I used to block shots from the paint all the way out to the perimeter. Like, he'd be out here, you wouldn't even think he can cover the ground. I haven't seen that AD, man, other than in maybe very small spurts. But I need to see that AD consistently. Right now, nobody's scared of us in the paint. Nobody. And that's because I think we got, Nikolai, Anthony Davis. We don't need him. Jokic's style of play is perfect for him, but we don't need that heavier type of body for AD. He needs to be slim and slender. He needs to be able to move around, mobile. We need a mobile AD. So yeah, everybody agrees. So y'all see the exact same thing we see. Like this wasn't a good idea to add the muscle because it's weighing them down. But anyways, man, again, bright spots, THT, and we fought hard tonight. We still catch the L. We're 8-8. You're in the hot seat, Coach Frank Vogel. Let's see how he responds next game coming up on Friday. Major segment coming up tomorrow. I'm not going to spoil it. You guys will see when I'm here in the live stream, what I'm doing tomorrow, but I think you guys will enjoy it, man. I hope to see you guys here tomorrow, man. Make sure to smash the like button, subscribe if you already haven't, and thank you guys so much for all the contributions and donations and stuff, man. Y'all the best, even through the losses, always really showing love and support to your boys. So thank you guys. I appreciate y'all, man. I'll see you guys right here tomorrow, matter of fact. So have a great rest of your night. Peace out, Laker Nation.